tonight your refrigerator breaks down. Well, I guess your parents would have two options, wouldn't they? Your mom could go outside, get a shovel, dig a hole, throw some ice in there, and that could be your fridge. Or she could go to Best Buy or Circuit City and buy a new one. What's your mom going to do? Oh, buy a new one. Amazing. Both of those things I just mentioned cost more than a set of Hinkles, so you just basically proved to yourself if you wanted to go home tonight, I'm not saying you will, but if you wanted to go home tonight, sell your parents a set of Hinkles, we know they could at least afford it. Does that make sense? They could buy a set of Hinkles tomorrow if you could. And that is why our customers are married, they're middle-aged, they're middle income, they have some kids, right? Those are the kind of customers that we want to see. You guys follow with me? Those are the kind of people who get the Williams-Sonoma catalogs to their homes. Not students, not people living in the dorm rooms, not bachelors, not the assistant manager at Blockbuster Video. No, not those people. Does that make sense to you? Okay, I share that with you because, look, I assume you didn't know the price of knives coming in here. But if you guys don't think people are spending $1,500 on a set of knives, you're nuts. I mean, you're crazy. Do you guys have any idea, when you were a little kid, right, you probably had a wooden coffee table in your house, and your mom said, don't put the cup on there unless you have a... Yeah, because it makes a ring, and, well, you were a little kid, you didn't care, you didn't buy the thing, what do you know, you never even think twice about it. But do you have any idea how much, like, a nice coffee table costs? I mean, how much are we talking? Okay, at least $1,000 for a piece of wood with 4 legs that does nothing. $1,000, just for a table. You understand what I'm saying here? Okay, how about a brand new box spring and a mattress? How much are we talking? Okay, $800, and that's like the cheapest ones, right? All the way on up. But do your parents sleep on the floor? Oh, you mean they have like a bed frame with nightstands and a dresser and a mirror and the whole set? I mean, how much are we talking for a decent bed set? What'd you say? Okay, $20,000. Maybe it's lower. I mean, but there's prices all in between. You understand what I'm saying? It could be $3,000 or $4,000. It could be $20,000 or more as well. Do you guys follow with me? I share that with you because, look, when you start adding up different stuff in the home, you know, it's a couple $1,000 for a bed set on up. It's a couple $1,000 for, you know, a coffee table. A couple $1,000 for a kitchen table. A couple $100 for each chair at the kitchen. You know what I mean? It's a couple $1,000 for a fridge. A couple $1,000 for this and that. You really think that they're phased by $1,500 for a set of knives? No, because they're so used to this kind of stuff. Does that make sense? Think about all the stuff that you guys spend your money on. As students, you're working a job, you don't have a salary, you don't own a home. I mean, how many of you guys have, ladies, I mean, how many of you guys have 10 pair of shoes or more? You know, 10 pair of shoes or more. Probably a lot more, right? And by the way, think about on those shoes, you know, maybe they're 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks a piece. I mean, you're talking $500 to $1,000 just on shoes that you guys have spent your money on. Think about your wardrobes, your clothes. I mean, how many little $20 shirts or $40, $50 shirts do we buy here and there? How many of those you got in your closet? Thousands of dollars worth of stuff. How about video games? Anybody play video games? I mean, you got the console, you got the games at $50 a pop. And those are things you guys have money for thousands of dollars worth of stuff. What do you think a family has money for? Multiple thousands of dollars worth of stuff. Does that make sense? Now, obviously, what you spend your money on is different, but the only reason I showed you that is because if you, as a student, with no salary, have money for $1,000 worth of shoes or a couple $1,000 worth of wardrobe or, you know, a couple $100 here and there to soup up your car or put speakers in or, you know, to buy this or that, I think it's pretty realistic to think that a family has a couple $100 for some knives. Would you guys agree? Yeah. Okay, totally. And so, any questions on this so far? Everybody with me? Okay, so the next thing I want to show you then is really important. It's so key. And I want to show you a chart. And this chart is really going to break things down. After you see this chart, you will be feeling so confident in what we're doing here. I want to compare a couple things. I want to compare some different items, okay? And I want to compare Chicago, Ingalls, and Cutco. Okay? I want to compare 3 different knives. The items that we're going to compare are the handles, tang, the steel, what type of edges they use, how often you have to resharpen, is it made in the USA, is it dishwasher safe, does it come with a guarantee, and will you ever have to replace it? Okay? And will you ever have to replace it? Okay. Give you guys a little time on this, and while you're going through this, let me. You can just kind of listen to what I'm saying here. But oftentimes, a lot of people always wonder, where do these prices come from? Look, I don't want to tell you any information without being able to back it up. Does that make sense? I want to be able to give you hard evidence of where all this stuff comes from. So, have you guys ever noticed on a price tag sometimes it'll say MSRP, the manufactured suggested retail price? You guys follow with me on this? And you're always wondering to yourself, well, how do manufacturers know what prices to suggest? Where do they come up with these things? And the way that knives, or anything else for that matter, gets their prices is by doing what we're going to do. They basically list out like items. Knives, knives, knives. Agreed? And then they list out all the possible features that a knife could have. And whichever company usually has the most features is also the most what? Expensive. Jake, you nailed it on that one. Think about when you go buy a car, right? The car with the most things on that list. The one with the moonroof. Now, as we add moonroof, DVD, navigation, Bose surround sound, as we add all these new features, the price goes up. Is that right? And you guys know how it works in our economy. If something is twice good, twice quality, twice value, twice the features, what are we talking about in price? Twice the price. That doesn't surprise you. That's the way that it is. So obviously, I already know all the answers. This is more of a quiz for you guys to see who's been paying attention so that we can start to think about some key staff, possible promotions. So here is Chicago, once again, okay? I want to hear from you guys on this. What kind of handles do they have? Wood. Okay, what kind of rivets? Brass. What kind of tang? Okay, good. What kind of steel? Okay, what kind of edge? They're all straight edges, perfect. So often you have to resharpen them? Every use. Are they made in the U.S.?
No.
Okay, are the dishwasher safe?
No.
Come with a guarantee?
No.
Will you ever have to replace it?
Yes.
Perfect. You guys nailed it. Think about how far you've come. 24 hours ago, you barely knew any of this stuff. Now you're just rattling off answers left and right. Doing so good. I'm really proud of you, how well you guys are doing. I feel like this is a good value of my time as a division manager. So, kudos to you. All right, let's talk about Hinkles. Okay, what's that really fancy word on their handles? Polypropylene. Very good. What kind of rivets do they have? Who else has those? We do. Okay. What kind of tang? Okay. What kind of steel? Okay, very good. Who else has that? What kind of edges? They do have straight edges. How often do you have to resharpen? Every use. Is it made in the U.S.? Okay, they're made in Germany, of course. Is the dishwasher safe? What kind of guarantee? That defects only. Do you guys like that guarantee? Okay, will you ever have to replace it? Okay, perfect. All right, good. Now, I really hope you guys get this next one right. That would really be good. Okay? What are our handles made out of? Okay, thermoresin. Very good. What kind of rivets do we have? Okay, nickel silver. What kind of tang? Very good. What kind of steel? Excellent. What kind of edges? Double D. Very good. How often do you have to resharpen it? How about 10 plus years? Okay. Is it made in the U.S.? Is it dishwasher safe?
Yes.
What kind of guarantee? And will you ever have to replace it? Okay, very good. All right, perfect. So now we've got our chart. Now, before we move on, couple big points here. Okay, couple big points here on this chart. First and foremost, excellent job filling in the blanks. Okay? You didn't have a cheat sheet. You didn't have the manual. You were doing it all by memory, which shows that the training's working. You guys should feel great about how far you've come, how well you're doing. Really good job. Now, that being said, I want you to look at this here, and I want you to notice, isn't this your demonstration? I mean, isn't this the demo? Isn't this everything you cover in the manual pretty much? I mean, look, this right here is like the junk knife section. Here's what else is out there.